You trust frozen veggies to be the safe, easy win, right? What if the bag in your freezer is a blend of fresh and decayed produce? Push through lukewarm washes and a test until you pass lab. Today we're naming 5 brands and showing you the paper trail, failed temperature control, recycled wash water, and quiet removals instead of recalls. Stick around because I'll show you how to read those tiny date codes, what certifications actually mean something, and the one simple aisle check that can save you money and a nasty weekend. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great! Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Let's start with the myth you buy on autopilot. Frost looks like a lock on safety. The truth is, cold can hide warm shortcuts that start long before that bag hits your cart. Frozen vegetables earn a health halo because the pitch is simple. Picked at peak, flash frozen, clean and convenient. That promise sells.
In 2022, frozen food sales in the U.S. reached over $72 billion. Demand has been rapidly growing.
Temperature varied, it can become unsafe.
Throughout COVID, we had among the highest sales in all of the food space.
Percentages are remarkable in terms of what's tossed in frozen items because of inadequate cold storage temperature.
But inside the plants where they're washed, chopped, and bagged, volume rules. And that's where the shortcuts creep in. Insiders describe blending to hit weight. Good pieces mixed with decayed or insect-damaged scraps so the bag scans as normal. Labs have an answer too. Test until you pass. If a sample pops hot for bacteria, run it again and again until the chart looks clean. Then move it. Take a bag that looks uniform from the front. Open it and you find firm florets glued to soggy stems. That mix often ran through wash water that never reached sanitizing temps. Tepid water doesn't kill. It moves germs around. Here's why the numbers matter. Blanching is the brief heat step that knocks back microbes. If the water or steam is under target, Listeria and Salmonella survive.
So the consumers are buying more frozen product. It's going to require more storage capability and a more efficient supply chain. When COVID happened, when supply chain everything got shut down, you saw a huge spike in frozen food, sometimes 30, 40, 50% year-over-year basis. What can consumers afford? A great study by Cornell that looked into how much waste the average consumer has between both fresh and frozen. And what they found was for frozen food, you're 5 times more likely not to encounter food waste.
Recycle that underheated water and it becomes a delivery system. What was on one bin spreads to the next lot. It's like rinsing a cutting board with lukewarm water and using that rinse for the next board. Looks neat. Works dirty. Inspection notes keep flagging the same hits. Cross-contamination, improper cooling, chillers that lag while the line keeps running. Whistleblowers say the pressure to keep cases full beats the urge to stop and fix. Now to the aisle names you know. Green Giant, Bird's Eye Dole, Del Monte Ocean Spray. Long labels, big farms, glossy farm fresh fronts. The pattern in the files is quieter. Removals instead of recalls, retests instead of resets, QA that leans on marketing.
Frozen category, really seeing things like variety meats more likely to be purchased frozen. At the end of the day, it's about that 4 p.m. dinner tonight decision, right?
Most frozen food products reported double-digit increases.
We did a recent survey and found that over 80% of consumers look to frozen to reduce in-home food waste and also save money.
Freezing technology really hasn't gained leaps and bounds.
Blast freezing, and what that means is, let's say strawberries are coming out of a field in California.
So why does the illusion stick? Frost equals safe in your head. But safety lives in temperature logs, clean water, and honest testing. Not the freezer door. Now let's get specific: what to check on the bag, which claims deserve side-eye, and how to find safer picks without blowing your budget. You can't see bacteria, but you can spot patterns. Your routine starts simple. Bag check, case check, store check. Most people scan the front label and call it good. The Real tells live in the fine print and the way that freezer case behaves. Turn the bag over. Find the date code. You'll see a packed on or a Best Buy stamp. If the window is long gone, move on. Now squeeze the bag. If you feel big clumps or see heavy frost and ice crystals inside, that's a red flag for Thori-freeze.
However, cryogenic freezing is much faster since that liquid nitrogen is so cold. One estimate puts mechanical freezing at nearly an hour to freeze fruits and veggies, while cryogenic freezing could take 11 minutes.
10th annual Disruptor 50 list, our fastest growing private companies challenging public incumbents.
Supply chain issues and labor challenges haven't really gone away in the food industry.
Where's the stuff?
What can consumers afford? A great study by Cornell that looked into how much waste the average consumer has between both fresh and frozen, and what they found was
even with a decent date, that ice says the cold chain slipped. Here's why the clumps matter. When frozen vegetables warm up even a little and get slammed back down, water migrates out, forms ice glaze, and welds pieces together. That Thori-freeze cycle wrecks texture and signals temperature abuse in transit or in the store. A clean, flat bag tells a better story than a pristine front label. Now let's talk seals and structure. Skip torn corners, crinkly weak plastic, and anything that looks resealed. A flimsy feel often means the bag lost integrity, and that invites temperature swings. Certifications can help, but only the ones with independent audits and paper trails. Treat farm fresh like a slogan. Organic cuts pesticide exposure, but it's not a sanitation shield. Pair any claim with real transparency. Brands that publish sourcing, list processing partners, or offer batch info. A QR code that links to traceability beats glossy field photos. Sourcing transparency is more than a feel-good page. Smaller producers or co-ops that disclose farms and plant locations often run tighter QA because they're closer to their buyers. Look for batch-level traceability or reports you can actually read on your phone in the aisle. Now the money side. Price versus risk isn't a moral test. It's a math problem. Check unit prices. Sometimes a store brand organic with a clear pack date beats a big label with hazy codes and frost buildup. Here's your 60-second checklist. Pull from the back of the case. Choose intact, flat bags with no ice buildup. Favor clear pack dates and audit logos. Skip resealed or flimsy feel packages. Pick blanch-ready veggies like peas or corn over fragile mixed blends that go mushy and trap grime. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who shops the frozen aisle for safe and easy. Frost is not proof. Process is proof, clean water, a tight cold chain, and honest testing. When that chain slips, quality and safety slip with it. So treat the freezer like a lab. Check codes, check the case, and reward brands that show their work. If a company gives you traceable batches and clear standards, that's worth your cart. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. Next, we're pulling the curtain on juice blends. The fruit on the label is often a cameo, not the star. You might want to hold that bottle until you see what's actually inside.